What was I about to say? I was about to say something.
Eventually, yes. Come on in. Mr. Brady, I know how important this is. And I'm sorry.
Yeah.
No apologies. No. I need people like you. Really? Really. In fact, there is a position in communications that I think you.
Have you ever met one of them people that get their all their beliefs and systems of belief, like their pagan rituals and pagan beliefs from off of TV and movies? Have you ever met one of them people that watched The Craft a million times, or Charmed, or Practical Magic, or just like the nerds that only watch television? Hip hop too. You know. I haven't heard nobody quote Malcolm X in a long time. Maybe since Tupac. Maybe Kanye, Mos Def, and Kweli in common. And Erykah Badu. Maybe the Roots. Jill Scott even. Oh, hey. Anything. I mean, you supposed to just, like, the reason I got into hip hop is because when I was a little kid, when I was a baby, it was these movies out called Breakin' and Beat Street. When I was a baby, when I was like a toddler, and they used to break dance. They would break dance, and I would try to break dance, and I would always just spin on my knees or something, do the spinning on my knee thing. I knew how to, do all that. Yeah. Whatever that is. There wasn't many breakers in my house. In the city of Chicago, every once in a while, you will see a guy with some cardboard or some boxes on the ground downtown in front of the Art Institute of Columbia, or somewhere in that area on Michigan Avenue. And every blue moon, it wasn't nothing. It wasn't never like that in Chicago. You'll see more singers, people in the subways singing, like R. Kelly, and this group that used to be known as Subway, and a handful of a whole list of others singing in the subways of Chicago, performing in the subways of Chicago. Yep. What else? I learned a lot more from television, but as I grew older, well, my parents was already into like Black Pride and emoja. You know what emoja mean, right? I'm sure you do by now. Everybody should know what the term emoji mean. But my parents was always into unity, so it was like what Public Enemy, KRS-One, Rakim, even the Juice Crew, and all of those crews at the time, even the most negative of them or the most partying of the groups, they was all into emotion, unity. You know what I mean? That's why how hip hop was started. So it wasn't unfamiliar. It wasn't unfamiliar territory for me to really get into Wu-Tang Clan or Most Def, Common Most Def, Roots, or X Clan when they was out. I mean, I was into X Clan when I was 9 years old, 9 or 10. What year was that? You know what I mean? 1989, 80, 90, 88, 8, 9, or 10. De La Soul, the Jungle Brothers, the whole Native movement. It wasn't that alien to me to get into hip hop, to the foundations of hip hop, because I was familiar with books and stories, and just family. It's the way of life. You don't have to read it when it's a way of life. You know what I mean? It's like, I know that you got to learn the Torah, but if your family is speaking Hebrew on a regular basis, do you actually got to learn the Torah? I mean, you might have to learn the proper order of the Hebrew that you already know, but isn't that the problem with learning the Torah is learning Hebrew? It's like right? If your family already, if that shit is already being spoken to you on a regular day, it is being put on. You know what I mean? You being taught and you enjoying it. You living there like asking more questions. Why are we here? Why is it like this? Why is it like that? Why is it like this? Why is it like that? And they giving you answers to it. And then you look it up for yourself, and it turns out to be right, and it's true. Eventually, it's gonna come up, and it ain't nothing they have ever told me been foul or malarkey or shenanigans. It's always been honesty. So people already learn the Torah and Hebrew over there, over the Middle Eastern world. The Jews in the Middle East already know the Torah by heart because they say it every day down there. Every time they prayer. We only use it on holidays. So 7 days out of the whole year, we're going to speak in Hebrew if you're going to be a Hebrew in America. You know what I mean? Hebrew is a way of life. So all that stuff is a way of life, I'm not a holy man. I'm not even a hip-hop man. I'm just a man. I'm a man. Good looking, strong, black man that sits on the floor of his apartment with his mama and his sister who yell at him and treat him like a man. They treat me like a man. They don't treat me like a bitch. End of story, right? You gotta give them credit. They treat me seriously. Like, they don't give me no back, no type of like, oh, she's on a period. No, they treat me like a serious man. Life isn't fair for being a man. Like RZA say, it's a bad situation being a man, but you gotta handle it. Got black teens that drop out of high school. This lady cop told me to get my foot off the fire hydrant.